Hi, I'm Johnny. In this video, we're gonna show how to bridle a horse with a snaffle bit, taking the halter off, and how to fit it on the horse. So usually the first thing I'll do is take the halter off naturally. But if you've got a horse that isn't completely okay with having the halter off, and he might try to walk off or something, what I'll do is I'll take the halter off and I'll go around the neck like this. And then I'll retie it in the same loop, the tail end, around his neck, just like I would if the halter were on his head. So now if he were to walk off, I can just grab this and still hold him. And once they're pretty good at taking the bit and the bridle, you shouldn't have to do this. You should be able to avoid this with a little time. So the first thing I'll do is I'll bring his nose over here and I'll take the reins over top of his head, put him on his neck. Then I'll bring my hand over top of his head between his ears. I'll give him a little pressure there. He drops his head down there. He's yawning a little. So I like to see that. I don't mind if he wants to yawn a little bit. I'll wait until he's finished yawning. That tells me he's relaxing and letting go of any tension that he's got. So I'll let him do that. All right, and then I'll bring my bridle headstall over into my right hand, and there goes another yawn. And then I'll grab my bit in my left hand here. So I'll take the mouthpiece goes between the first two fingers like that, and then my thumb goes into the ring of the snaffle, and my pinky will take the curb strap and pull the curb strap back so it doesn't go into his mouth when I put the bit in. So then I'll reach down, I'll bring his head up a little, and I'll push my thumb into the corner of his mouth. He doesn't have any teeth right there, so I can push my thumb in there. And then when he opens his mouth, I'll pull the bit up into the mouth. I don't want to push the bit in. So that'll bump the bit against his teeth, and I want to try and avoid that. Now I'll put his off ear, his right ear, into the headstall. I'll push it forward real nice. And then his left ear, I want to be nice to him. And so now what I'll check for is make sure this bridle is fitting him properly. So, and I might do the throat latch first. I might buckle that in. And when I put the throat latch on, I'm going to adjust it to where I can get my fingers underneath here. I don't want too much space in here, but I don't want it too tight. I could go up maybe one hole there and that'd still be okay. I don't want it all the way down here and hanging down on his jaw. I just want it I don't want it snug even, just kind of hanging there, just so the bridle doesn't slip off over the top of his head. Then I'll adjust the brow band, make sure it's not too far down over his eye or up over his ear. I'll just have it laying right underneath the ear there on both sides. And I can usually feel on the other side. That's about perfect. And then I'll check the bit, see how that's fitting him. So when I do adjust the bit in the horse's mouth, I don't want any wrinkles in the corner of the horse's mouth. The only time I might put a wrinkle or two in would be if I'm putting the bit on a colt, or if I've got a horse that just has the habit of getting his tongue over top of the bit, because you want the tongue underneath the bit. But I don't have that problem with this horse, so I don't want any wrinkles in the corner. You can see there he's got about one wrinkle. So I'm gonna loosen this buckle about one hole and see how that works, how that looks. That's about perfect. So you can see there's no wrinkles. It's just laying right in the corner of his mouth. You don't want it hanging down loose real low either. So I'll adjust this real long. So see how that's hanging down and it's loose in his mouth. You don't want that either, because that'll flop around in his mouth and give him mixed signals when you're riding him. but you also don't want it real tight. So there, that's way too tight. It's got like 2 or 3 wrinkles in the corner there. So just want it laying in the corner of his mouth, just real nice. Thanks for watching.